Let's light a candle to remember the way that you used to diet. Not. After this, you'll never go back. The morning has begun, and the first order of the day is breakfast, while also entertaining my son. I want to go through this entire day and show you what I'm going to be eating while I'm trying to be dieting. But today is a special day, so I have to do my food a little bit different today, and I'll explain that just a little bit. Here is meal number one, my oatmeal with blueberries. I do add stevia, it just makes it something more enjoyable to eat, and then I add cinnamon as well. I know, I'll get it in just a minute, bud. And then I have egg whites with peppers and onions sauteed, and then I've got about 40 grams of avocado on there. I'm gonna have my Digestion Plus this morning before I eat, and then I'll have this a little bit later today. I like to savor these fizz sticks as long as I can. We got slammed with snow, so I'm kind of stuck, but gotta get to work. And if I don't get done with work on time, I'm gonna miss out on what's going on tonight. That's cold. It's really cold. They always say we're gonna get snow, and I never believe them because a lot of times they'll say we get a lot of snow, and then we don't get a lot of snow. We actually got snow. Not a ton, but it's thick, it's heavy. So I cleared out just enough of the driveway to see if I can actually get out. We did it. I'm on my way to work. I'm going to eat my breakfast, listen to something enjoyable. I'm going to drink my detox tea this morning on this very slow drive now to the job site. So I want to just give you a couple of my other tricks that I use when I'm trying to still feel full, because when you start dieting, you're going to start feeling hungry. Now, it doesn't have to be ridiculous intense hunger, and if it is, you're probably doing something wrong. But one of my big keys is seltzer water. Get a flavor that you love. It can really do a lot. And I actually mix the seltzer water with the Arbonne fizz sticks. They taste absolutely phenomenal. Now, what I want you to do when you're dieting is also to be bringing plenty of water wherever you're going, or make sure you have access to water, because you want to be drinking enough water, first of all, for recovery, for any training that you're doing, also just because your body needs it. You need to be drinking water. And thirdly, it's going to help satiate hunger. A lot of times we'll feel hungry when we're not really hungry, and if you drink, your body's actually telling you that you're thirsty. So if you drink, it's going to help curb that feeling of hunger. Alright, so it's time for lunch today, and I wanted to show you the meal that I've got. This is meal 2 now. I've pretty much only had my tea, but now I'm cracking out the seltzer water here. This is the first day coming off of a refeed day as of the past 3 days. So I do pretty much like 11, 12 days in a deficit, and then I'll do 3 days back closer to somewhere around maintenance. And I'm noticing for sure it's definitely affecting my hunger levels. So after the 3-day refeed, I can tell my hunger's a little bit subdued. You know, I don't get as hungry in between meals. I have a good old big sweet bell pepper, which I really don't even track those. I have 2 large oranges, about 190 grams of carrots, and then I've got this salad here. That's about 4.5 ounces of chicken breast. It is canned chicken, just because it is simpler. Then I've got spinach in there and mixed greens, and then about half a serving. It's about 95 grams of black beans. Then I put 2 teaspoons of olive oil on it as well. And then I did lime juice, which, 0 calories, gives it extra flavor. And then I throw some seasonings in there, like garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of salt too. So I know you might be thinking that looks like a pretty small lunch, so maybe not, but it's a lot of veggies. But honestly, for me, lunchtime is usually my smallest meal. Typically my smallest meal, just because I'm out and about. I can't have anything hot usually. It's easy to do something cold and that I can throw together pretty quick. So that's why it's typically vegetables, fruit, meat. Okay, I'm going down this long driveway. We just finished up at this job, and I'm a bit freaking out that I'm gonna slide off. You can't even get the feel for how steep this actually is, and everything's covered in snow. The owner just plowed, but still. Man, we're getting a decent amount of snow still, but I'm headed to another job. So, of course, my in-transit beverage is my fizz that I mixed up earlier. I just gotta say, fizz sticks for me have been like a lifesaver. It gives you flavor, it gives you taste, it kind of takes away your hunger for a little bit. So I just sip on that in between meals, and it does a lot. And I don't even track them. They're technically like 13 calories or something like that, 13 or 15 calories. After my last diet, I stopped tracking those. I also stopped tracking green leafy vegetables. I'll tell you the things that I do track that are probably worth tracking because they can add up are things like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots. Those tend to be a little bit, although they're vegetables, they do tend to be a little bit higher in calories. They're still a fibrous carbohydrate, which is awesome. Gives you a lot of nutrients. But calorie-wise, they can be a little bit higher than something like a handful of spinach. So remember, the foods you're seeing me eat here are typically what I tend to eat, but I usually include some processed food. However, since I'm following the R-Bound 30 Days to Healthy Living and dieting, I wanted to strictly only eat whole food, just because of the powerful satiety effect that whole food has. And the snow is really coming down, so I'm pushing it on time, but hopefully I won't be late because my wife and I are headed somewhere special. And now we are going where?
On a date.
On a date. So that's why I've been doing my food a little bit more on the conservative side, because we get to go to a local barbecue restaurant. So like I had mentioned, I'm doing 30 Days to Healthy Living right now for 8 weeks. So I've got 2 weeks left. And so basically I'm just going to go for as whole food as I possibly can. Not everything on the menu there is going to be in line with the 30 days, but that's okay because this is, yes, pick and choose. Progress,
not perfection.
Not perfection. So here's the secret about this. Well, it's really not a secret, but I can't track the calories or the macros for this, so I'm not going to put them on the screen. But what I've done is actually left about 1,900 calories for myself for today. So we're going to generally say that fits into this. But ultimately, you can't really track it, so I just leave as much space as I possibly can and then go from there. All right, we made it home with the grocery haul as well as the leftovers, which were delicious. The meal itself was delicious. Hey, my love.
No, put it on
You're a plate. There she is. All right, so we are home. Oh, this is crooked. All right, so we're home from the restaurant. We got to get the kids to bed, and I think I pretty much covered my calories with the meal. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll be close, but I have this last little bit of dessert oatmeal, and so I'm just going to eat this, and it'll make me feel happy. And then tomorrow morning will be a training session because I train every other day. That's the other reason why too, is because I want to make sure I have enough carbs. I know a lot of what I ate was higher in fat tonight and higher in protein, but I want to make sure I have enough carbs the night before I train because it's kind of like a pre-workout meal since I work out early in the morning. So anyways, we'll eat this. And then we're going to go to bed, right guys?
No.
No! But if, like me, you actually struggle to make whole food taste good, I want to give you a free, easy whole food recipe ebook so that you can actually make whole food taste phenomenal. This ebook has a ton of easy and delicious whole food recipes that have helped me both get and stay lean. And like I said, you'll never go back. And as always, be intentional, bring the intensity, and I'll see you on the next video.